So he did upload. Riloe uploaded. A great guy, What am I saying? A great content creator who does great videos, and he just talks about things he thinks are cool. So there you go. Let's watch. It sounds this good because it sounds bad.
Sound.
The most important part of any piece of media. Thank you.
It can make or break a world.
Yep.
It's the thing that can pull you in.
That's how this thing works.
Embed you into a universe or a feeling. It can make you feel powerful.
Oh.
It can make you feel weak. It can make you feel big. Or
Tarkov's sound design makes me feel powerless. Like, I feel like I'm in control of nothing. The Battlefield one, goated.
small. We know what good sound design sounds like. But how? Sound design that's good, that's effective, that sells it. The formula isn't straightforward. Because truly great sound, the stuff we really come to respect, they never come down to just a crisp gunshot or a satisfying shield charge. They're doing something much more subtle and, as a result, much more important.
I mean, what's the secret?
This video is brought to you by a game that I have a ton of respect for, Spectre Divide, which is playable on PC as well as PS5 and Xbox Series X and
Shroud is the system,
S
right?
for free right now.
Or is it Summit
Spectre
1G?
when it first dropped last year on PC and found its duality mechanic to be incredibly creative. Well, the devs have absolutely been cooking with this one.
I like the concept of it. It's just I'm kind of uninterested in those types of shooters. You know, like round shooters where you buy, you sell. Like I'm done with it. Like I don't like Counter-Strike. I don't like this.
Season 1 Flashpoint introducing sprint, snappier aim, movement, and controls. The game feels way better than I remember. Really good on controller, by the way, which I was just able to test out.
Oh, really? That's nice.
One above and one below.
Nice.
That was so sick. The mechanic of controlling
It
two
was
bodies
so
at once
sick.
makes for some incredibly rewarding plays once you get a hang of it, and there's really nothing quite like it, especially on console. The potential plays are just endless.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Monarch spotted.
News has been planted.
So you can activate the plants while not playing the
I've talked
character.
about this
That's
game
kind of
before.
cool.
Just try it for yourself for free on PC and console now, and you'll see what I mean. Thank you to Spectre Divide for supporting the channel today.
I don't know, man. I don't know. So you guys
I'm
should
not a
feel
sound
free to go in the description, check out this video, and see what this guy, well, this guy's link, because I'm pretty sure he gets like a cut when you use his link.
Designer. But I want you to listen to this clip. Just really listen to it. When I first heard this, I knew it was really great, and it seems quite a few other people felt the same way. And that should come as no surprise. This is a clip from the gameplay of Arc Raiders, an upcoming game developed by Embark Studios. Embark.
There you go. I was asking which game it is. Arc Raiders by
who
Embark
are
Studio.
also responsible for The Finals, a game whose audio design has been largely praised.
Gotcha.
Sound
It all makes sense
familiar?
now.
Well, it should. And no, I don't just mean that these two sound similar. This team was also responsible for some of my favorite sound design of all time.
Oh!
The Battlefield series.
Yes. Oh, yes, sir. Okay.
So why
You've
do
got
these
me
games
interested
sound
now.
so
You've got me interested
good?
now.
Well,
Good job, Riloe.
They don't. It's not that Battlefields or The Finals or Arc's soundscapes work so well because they sound perfect, because they sound aesthetically pleasing. They work because they have a style.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I'm not a sound designer. If anything, I'm actually a painter or illustrator. At least those are the only things I've ever actually been formally trained in, however little. Anyway, I don't understand the intricacies of sound design or mixing, but I do feel like I can...
It comes down to setting up your equipment properly, the methods you use, the softwares you use. It's like, it's genius in a way that, in my opinion, I feel like people who do audio were kind of like born to do audio and sound design. I don't know how else to, it's hard to train. It's a hard skill to develop audio. You can develop it, and it's not just like me picking up like Premiere Pro and figuring it out on my own, you know, with barely any tutorials. Like, audio needs to be studied in a way. Or you're just born with the fucking gift. There you go. That's my take on it, from because I went to school in audio visual, so that's lighting, video, audio, staging, anything like that. So yeah, I find that the people who do audio are kind of like not superhuman in a way, but like they kind of were born to do this somehow.
See them. When I hear a soundscape like Battlefield's war tapes mastering.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite setting.
It's not that I appreciate the exact levels they accentuated here, or the tones that come forward harmoniously with others. I appreciate these soundscapes because they put me somewhere. They sound like they look a certain way. Art style is a term that we all know. It's one that I use often on this channel. Aesthetic, color scheme, texture. All terms we're familiar with when describing how a game feels and looks. But what about how it sounds? What's the audio equivalent of an art style? J.R.R. Tolkien is often credited with coining the concept of phonesthetics, the concept of the beauty, or lack thereof, associated with certain spoken words. Like why the term cellar door seems pleasing alongside its association, and why, to Western audiences especially, a name like Aragorn sounds mysterious and brave.
Yes, cellar door does sound nice. What? I never thought about it that way.
Perhaps with this little sense of yearning and forthcoming triumph. Why Irithyll gives us the sense of a place that is grandiose, but perhaps drifting, nostalgic, maybe a little bit ethereal. You're beginning to see how it works, right? Well, phonesthetics is a term which refers to language, but I think that it goes beyond it. I think that soundscapes, sound styles, can give us a feeling in the same way. The team at Embark, they have a style. All their works share this same wall of sound, those sharp pops accentuated against low, booming rumbles, with this quality of space, echo. Everything's filling the air around you. Okay, sure.
It might not be realistic, but you're not in there yet, so you need the audio to immerse you more than it. Like when you're in there, it kind of. No, I ain't saying jack shit. Sorry, I'm just yapping here. All
great, but.
I don't have the combat experience to know that. I've never been shot at.
What is this soundscape in particular doing? Let's listen again.
It makes you feel
sounds immersive, but what does that really mean? Listen to the way the drone's hum echoes off the walls behind our characters here as they shuffle into this small enclosed space. There's this sense of claustrophobia to a game with such large open spaces, the loudness of the mechanical parts of the door lock.
And you enter this and you're like...
grit of the footsteps.
Like, hell no, bro. Hell no.
It's a soundscape that's arid. Textures of sand and terracotta and metal fencing and Cat5 wiring. Alien and futuristic, yet familiar and aged.
And that's not all Cat5 wiring, though. I'm sorry to break it to you. But I kind of studied that, and it's my job. But I get what you mean.
Alien and futuristic, yet familiar and aged. The danger is outside, nearby. The players are safe, but not comfortable. You may not be in immediate combat, but you need to watch your back. Now, listen to this.
Hey, Raider.
Don't shoot, I'm a friend.
Nice.
You wanna split the loot?
Oh, damn.
A simple...
was gone.
Expected moment, but really listen again to what the soundscape is communicating to us.
Hey, Raider.
Don't shoot, I'm a friend.
The friendly player's voice echoes across the sand while our player's voice is clearly foreground, enclosed, flatter.
Hey, Raider.
She's in cover and in control of her space. He's out of cover in a vulnerable position.
You wanna split the loot?
The inevitable shot is, and this is such a great little piece of dynamic audio occlusion, it's very slightly muffled.
Yeah, because you're behind the
comes
wall.
from off screen. The gunshot is meaty, punchy, but very slightly muffled by the wall. This enemy is a mortal threat, of course, the same as the machine guns on these drones are.
But you don't feel it until you're out in the open. So he's gonna go.
But this threat is skilled. They have a height and cover advantage. But the most important triumph of Embark's audio design here is their subtlety. You don't notice these things because they're just the texture, the feel, the sound of the world.
Exactly. Ideally, you don't notice the audio when it's done properly. Like that's, and then you can take it to another level by have your sound style and everything.
And every world is just a little bit different. Richard Dumont, concept artist and art director working on Deus Ex, Killzone, and most recently The Forever Winter, he once told me that in one single screenshot you should be able to tell what game, movie, what universe you're looking at.
Oh.
But the same goes for sound.
Yeah, but you need to be a bit more savvy.
Each world
because here's the thing about audio, right? It is the most important, the single most important element to any audio-visual project, to any entertainment media, to any video you're watching, because it'll make you click off of it. But it's very hard to praise people who do it really well, because a lot of people don't notice. So it's kind of like, it's something that is crucial, but no one will ever know. Like the average consumer will never know, because your ears are impacted first. Rather, like that's why some YouTubers, their advice is focus on audio before video, because you could be looking at 720p right now, and if the audio sucks, then GG. And maybe this video doesn't sound good, I'll be honest, because I'm kind of a wizard. But you know, this is the difference between pro and you guys. Like, are not expecting quality, studio quality level. Where was I going with this?
It's its own flavor.
Oh yeah, it's the most important thing, because it can make someone just quit. Like, you can have the most beautiful visuals in the world, but if the audio is only in your left ear, you know the feeling. You know the feeling. Every time you scroll on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, whatever, and you come across a video that's only in your left ear, you scroll away. Why? Because it's unpleasant. Even though the video might have some interesting things in it, you scroll away because that fucking hurts your ears. I'm done yapping.
To be fair, the average person probably isn't aware of the quirks and specificities of the ambient room tone of the game that they're playing. And while those little things are present, they are influencing the feel of the world.
Fun fact about room tone. On movie sets, when they arrive on a location, sometimes it's before, sometimes it's after, but I was taught that it's usually before, because you haven't changed anything in the room. You just record the sound of the ambient room and the scene that you're going to have without any characters talking. Maybe like a 10 minutes, so to make sure that your scene enough sound, and if something happens in those 10 minutes, you can skip a little further, a little before. So that's a neat trick.
Sound designers know you don't notice the little stuff. At least not actively. Which is why some things have got to stick out.
Yep.
We sometimes call them hero assets in map design. The towers on Valhalla, the plane on Terminal, the antenna on Caspian Border. These things that come to define a map, an entire series sometimes. And there are hero assets for sound too. Instantly identifiable. Iconic.
The two houses in Nuketown.
What's great about these is they're not just things that are coming from something specific to that given universe. Like the sound of a ghost, or an energy sword. Often, they specifically aren't. The sound of a grenade.
Tarkov. Ugh. This game gives me PTSD.
They might be little things, but the style that given studio creates for them, that's what defines that world. That's the stuff that stands out when it's changed from game to game in a series.
I like that.
So why is it that we know when something sounds right?
Because we know when something sounds wrong.
It's a less than well-known fact that microphones can't really capture the accurate depth and complexity of a gunshot, or the sound of the wind or a car engine, which is why sound designers often capture everything from the sound at the muzzle to the interworking mechanisms to the report to the echo off of various materials, and then they smush everything together with some layered, juicy bass and metallic clinks and, well, sometimes just like textures or character design or a painting, you can work something a little bit too much.
Yep.
So why does this sound good? Because it has style, because it sounds like something you know, but with a different shade, because some sounds stand out and others fit right in. But most importantly, because they just let some sounds be. They let it feel raw.
True.
The soundscape of Ark doesn't sound realistic. It sounds filmic, analog. An outdated vision of a futuristic world covered in rust. It's what a world that looks like this would sound like recorded on tape and then played back.
Yeah.
The mastering is off kilter. Everything sounds gritty and sharp and imperfect. And that's what makes it feel authentic.
Authentic.
Sure, a studio like this could do things by the book. They can make things sound exactly how they would sound in real life. They can make everything sound clean and balanced with perfect low and high ends. They can make everything satisfying and flat. But especially for sound design, style often means doing things wrong in the right way.
Exactly.
Sound to me is akin to painting. It can be done with painstaking.
Hold on.
In the right way.
Yeah, it is pretty nice.
Sound to me is akin to painting. It can be done with painstaking, machine-like detail, every tiny intricate element perfected. But that's not what makes painting good, or memorable, or beautiful. I mean, again, I'm not a sound designer, but I think that sometimes with any kind of art form, the less balanced, the better. Sometimes you really just gotta let something speak for itself.
Just like Arma Reforger. Okay? The gunshots, I show Arma Reforger to my audio teacher, and he would just say, "This is unacceptable. This is way too loud. This will break people's ears." But that's the point. Get it? Like, Arma Reforger doesn't really follow the norms, and it can be damaging for your ears if you don't ratio the volume properly. But that's what war is like, baby. And thank God there's mods for the earplugs, because you basically it allows you to choose when you want to get your ears broken or not. But yeah, that adds the style to it. In Arma, what stuck with me is that when there's a gunfight, a firefight, you cannot hear your squad mates. You cannot hear the radio. You cannot hear anything. And that's by design, because it's to make you feel just like how you are in the combat zone, where every gunshot is so deafening that you can't hear anything.
I'm Riloe, and I like to talk about stuff that I think is interesting. Subscribe for more like this, and I will see you next time.
That's why we love your channel, Riloe. Alright? Make sure to check out the description to see the original video if you want. But yeah. Subscribe to this channel, like the video if you enjoyed it. Follow my YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, or X now. And I'll see you guys in the next video, alright? See ya!
With new jams and to advance your prehistoric, who I be is the question and the answer is rhetoric. With new jams and to advance your prehistoric, who I be is the question and the answer is rhetoric. Who you messing with? Who you playing with? 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 I'm the best.